Hello again. Now we have to find the rule for this particular sequence. It starts with 3, 3 over 2, 3 quarters, 3 eighths. Well, we should check if it's an AP or a GP first. Now I don't think it's going to be an AP, and an arithmetic sequence would require the same difference each time, and I can see between 3 quarters and 3 eighths there's not much of a difference there. Between 3 and 3 over 2, 3 over 2 is 1.5. There's 1.5 difference, but there's definitely not 1.5 difference between 3 quarters and 3 eighths. So I know it's not an arithmetic sequence. Must be a geometric sequence, I hope. Let's just check for that. For a geometric sequence, we should get, when you go from one term to another, so to go from the 3 to the 3 over 2, you have to multiply by the same number, by the same common ratio. And that same common ratio would get you from there to the next one, and from there to the next one again. So they should all have the same common ratio. And that means that when working back the other way, when you divide 3 eighths by 3 quarters, we should get what that common ratio is, and that should be the same as if you divide 3 quarters by 3 over 2 or 3 over 2 by 3. So we'll just check a few of those. Now you can see dividing some of these is going to involve a bit of stuff with fractions, so I'll do the fraction stuff, but then I will pick up the calculator on the right here and just do it that way as well. First of all, I'll do 3 quarters divided by, 3 eighths divided by 3 quarters. So we've got 3 eighths. I'm going to divide that by 3 quarters and see what I get. Now with fractions, dividing by fractions can be awkward. You don't know where the top and the bottom is with it all. So instead of dividing by that 3 quarters, I'm going to change that into 3 eighths times by, when you change this divide sign into a times sign, you invert the bit that's on the bottom. So now that will be now 4 over 3. It's not a minus sign there. The 3 on the bottom divides into the 3 on the top once, so that's just 1 there. The 4 on the top divides into the 8 on the bottom twice, and we end up with a half. I'll do the same thing. I'll just check the next one, see, because it needs to be the same common ratio for each term for this work to work for a geometric sequence. I need to do 3 quarters divided by 3 over 2. So 3 quarters divided by 3 over 2 is the same as 3 quarters times 2 over 3. Now the 3 on the bottom divides into the 3 on the top once, the 2 on the top divides into the 4 on the bottom twice, and again we get a half, so it seems to work. I suppose I ought to check the first one as well. 3 over 2 divided by 3. I'll just go down a little bit. 3 over 2 divided by 3. When you have just dividing by a number, think of any number. Over here the number 3 is the same as 3 over 1, or the same as 5 is the same as 5 over 1, and so on. So when you divide by 3, that's the same as dividing by 3 over 1, and because that's kind of awkward to know how to deal with, instead of dividing by that fraction, we multiply by its reciprocal, or by the same thing upside down. The 3's cancel out once, and we end up with a half again. Okay, pretty happy that the common ratio is a half for this particular one. Now this fraction stuff I know may disturb some people, so let me go over to the calculator and show you how you deal with that on a calculator. We'd want to be in the main screen, and we're going to use the keyboard functions. So here we go. We've got fractions. We've got this fraction symbol here with the dark and light and the line in between. So if I do that, it gives me a fraction. I'm going to do the first one, 3 quarters divided by 3 eighths. So I'm going to put in 3 quarters. 3 quarters. Now divided by, there's a divide. Oops. Okay. You want to make sure the whole thing is divided, not just the one part of it. Divided by, then we've got to put 3 eighths. So again I need a fraction. 3. Oh, I've done this the wrong way around. It's 3 eighths divided by 3 quarters is what I have to do. So I have to just sort of go back and change that. Okay. Oops, no. That's right. 3/8 divided by 3/4. I've got to divide this one by this one. So it's the 3/8 divided by 3/4. Okay, having messed around for a bit, I think I've finally got it. Now let's, hopefully the calculator gives you a half. Now you can get some variations with your calculator. See down the bottom here it says standard. If I did the same thing when it says decimals, it will give you 0.5 as your common ratio, and that would be okay in this situation, though sometimes you might want to be careful because a third will give you 0.33333, anyway, I think in this case the standard way when you get the half is the simpler representation. Okay, I haven't finished yet. All I've got is the common ratio, so I know that for a geometric sequence the nth term is AR to the n minus 1. That's the expression for a geometric sequence. I know what R is, and I know that A is the first term. So back again, my first term is 3. So the expression for the nth term, which is the rule for this sequence, is 3 times a half to the n minus 1. And there we go. Now we could check that. Let's just make sure that it works. So if we're on the third term, T3, that should be 3 times a half n minus 1. That's 3 minus 1 is 2. And that should be 3 times, now a half squared is a half times a half, which is a quarter. So that should all come to 3/4. And just checking back there, the third term is 3/4. So it all works. Okay, that's that.